Well, good morning, everybody. Here is the episode you've all been waiting for. Episode 257 today, and it's the end of the working week. Welcome to you. A quarter to 10 here on Friday morning, and a beautiful sunny day to round out the working week, or to end the working week, I should say, and blue sky everywhere. So if you feel like sitting outside today, go ahead and do it. Well, today on the show, we're going to plan to contact the Premier's office. I've written to her. Now I'm going to contact her, but I'll tell you about it later on. So, just to date, 344 cases on Wednesday and 345 yesterday. So that is a lot of cases. Now, also, our Australian capital city has gone into a 7-day snap lockdown after its first case in more than a year. And the cases are starting to shift back east after they've been out west. And joining me now in the studio for the Friday edition of the Daily Wraps, an episode 257. Good morning to Matt Brown. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks for having me. Looks like we're in for an interesting, jam-packed Friday.
So, going over the case numbers one more time this week. 356 on Tuesday. Okay. And 344 on Wednesday, and 345 yesterday. Let's see what the tally comes to on today's numbers. And here's Matt to open the show with that.
Yeah, so today it'll be interesting to see what we've got, Barry. Like you said, ACT have been put into a snap lockdown for 7 days, so fingers crossed that the numbers stay about the same, don't go up. That's what we're hoping for down here in Sydney. But we'll wait till the 11 o'clock news and bring our viewers an update after that.
So this is episode 257, like I've said, and I am slowly creeping up to episode 267. So I'm slowly creeping up towards the 300 mark. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good achievement, Barry. If you get up to 300 for 40 more episodes, so let's hope when we look back from the 300 episode to here today that there's no such thing as COVID. That's the best case scenario that we're hoping for.
But let's prepare for the worst as well. Okay, we can't expect things to go our way. Here's Matt.
Yeah, so in saying that, the numbers keep going up. That means people aren't getting tested enough and not getting vaccinated enough. And that's what we urge each and every one of you each day. Get vaccinated. Tell your friends. Let's get through this together quickly.
And remember, don't be an absolute nutter and go on trips and get yourself BUSTED. Here's Matt.
Yeah, we had a case where one gentleman decided that he was going to drive 750 k's out of Sydney and go and have a holiday up in Byron Bay with his kids, and then try to say that he was up there to buy a house, which we all know was complete BS. But now he's thrown the whole town of Byron Bay Shire and Lismore, so the greater Northern Rivers area, into lockdown because of one plonker.
Now, another thing we'd like to bring up today on this important show is don't have a false declaration form. You know the forms that you stick on the windscreen of your car? Yeah? So if the police catch you with false details, your car will be ripped and you will go, here's Matt.
Yeah, the police can scan your number plate, so they know what area you come from, what state you come from. You can't dodge that one, Barry. That's for sure.
So don't lie to the authorities about where you've come from. Tell them the truth. Here's Matt.
Yeah, lies only snowball and get you more into trouble. Just be honest. Take it on the chin. Take responsibility for your own actions.
We know that we open the show with all this important stuff, but if we don't give you viewers out there the heads up, well then some nincompoop is gonna do something really stupid. Here's Matt.
Yeah, it's quite simple. If you know, everyone knows the rules by now. We've been in lockdown for nearly 2 months now, so it's quite simple. If you know the rules, do what you're told to do, and stop whinging and complaining.
Don't go, I don't want to be in this lockdown, because that's being a very immature person. Here's Matt.
Yeah, being selfish doesn't work. All it does is put pressure and things on people who are doing what's right and who are vulnerable. Vulnerable people don't deserve to get sick by your selfishness.
Now, we know that it's been frustrating, and we know that you haven't been able to go out and do what you normally do, like me. Normally, I would be at my day program now, but of course, where am I? Here in the studio with a very masked up Matt here, which brings me on to the subject of mask. Wear your mask. Here's Matt.
Yeah, wearing your masks, as Barry and I know, we point out on the show, it's the best way to stop the spread. And also with your masks, wear them outside. Wear them when you walk down the street because it can blow in the air. Remember to also wash your hands. Keep washing your hands. Stop touching your face. That can also help stop the spread.
And whilst I'm on the subject, look at that. That is Scott's hand sanitizer. Keep some in your car. Excuse me. Here's Matt.
Yeah, that It's one of the best ways to keep the germs from going from your hands or from someone else's hands. If you go shopping, touching the trolley, touching other food items that someone's put back on the shelves, remember to keep your hands clean. Try to keep your hands away from your face. Stop touching your face, even with your mask. Like Barry said about masks. Not trying to keep touching your mask because that's just putting the germs back onto you.
And remember, if the germs are not on someone else, they will be on you. Here's my offside.
Yeah, keep your masks. Keep your masks on. Take them off only when you're inside your own home. It's the safest way to stop the spread.
So, like we say, we are all in this together, and I'm going to be continuing to say this throughout the whole of the rest of this month. And we know it's a boring subject, but bringing this message to you viewers now and the viewers who watch the episodes every day. Well, we didn't do an episode yesterday, but I can tell you, if Matt and I weren't sitting here now bringing this episode, then you wouldn't know what we were talking about. Here he is to interact about what we've said.
Very true. Barry doesn't want to be stuck here at home at the studio. He'd love to be out doing his day job. I'd love to have my mask off and being out able to interact more with the clients so they could see my facial expressions as well. And this is only going to stop when people start listening to the government advice, start getting vaccinated and staying at home.
Okay, because we wouldn't be sitting here now, okay, doing the show here, because do you see me whinging and going, this lockdown is absolute beep. Here's Matt now.
Very true. Very true. A lot of our viewers don't like being locked up, or they feel like their rights are taken away. But unfortunately, they're quite selfish and don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is it's COVID's here to stay. The quickest way we can do that is by listening to our government, listening to those authority figures. And the quicker you do that, it means the quicker we all get our freedom back.
So don't be an absolute nincompoop and think that you can get away by travelling 750 k's from Sydney to Byron like that man did. He was 52. Because getting caught is only a matter of time. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, travelling, especially those long distances, the police have number plate scanners on all the highways so they can tell where you've come from, what time you've come through that checkpoint. So they've got a good idea of where you're driving to and where you have driven from. So it's just a matter of time before you're nicked.
And like I've said just 5 minutes ago, your car will be real. Here's Matt to tell you about it.
Yeah, your car. So once these traffic cameras that you see over the freeways and roads, that gets back to a database. Police can check and know exactly where you've come from, what times you've left. There is 100% no excuse. You can't get a lawyer to say that you were doing this or doing that. You're done for. So if you think you're smarter than the police force, good luck to you. I hope the police force comes down heavy on you.
because like I've just said, your car will go weird, you will be weird. I can't put it any other way. Because if you go up, you must go, here's Matt now.
That's right. You know, if you think you're going to get away with it, good luck. Your high's not going to last. Because then you're going to come back with a bit of reality. Reality is going to be a big find.
And you will be summoned to appear in court too. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, I believe that gentleman that drove to Byron Bay, Barry, I think he's summoned to court next Tuesday. So hopefully they'll throw the book at him and make an example of him.
Well, we're going to take a break now on the show. And when we come back, we've got the COVID update for you and a food idea. You're watching episode 257. More of it in a moment. After the conference, here's Matt to take us out to the break.
So we'll see you after the break. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we're below that 350 mark. We'll be back with an update for you and take your questions later.
And we'd like to hear from you about all of this. So stay with us. Good morning, everyone. Barry and Matt here with part 2 of the show now. And 390 cases today, 60 of them out in the community. And 128,000 tests were conducted yesterday. An important message we'd like to open the second part of our show with to end out the week is please don't be an absolute fool and make up excuses, because the Premier was very angry on the media conference this morning, and she's getting quite tired of hearing unreasonable excuses. Example, like the guy who went to Byron Bay, and that was not a reasonable excuse. And to take up more of the story about that, joining me in the studio once again, good morning to Matt Brown.
Good morning, Barry. Yes, to elaborate on those cases there that the Premier had said, which is quite a worrying statistic there of people still not listening. But another important point was the police minister, the police advisor, told us that 424 infringement notices were handed out. So those are for ding-dongs, as Barry rightly puts it, that you're out there knowing that they shouldn't be out there committing these offences. So there's probably even more people out there not doing it. The police, they can't catch everyone. So that's a worrying statistic.
And please don't make up excuses, because the Premier is getting quite tired of it. Here's Matt to open the second part of episode 257 with that.
Yeah, so with today's statistics showing 390 cases, that's an extra about 40 than yesterday. There's still hot spots that the government's concerned about is over in Blacktown and Mount Druitt. So that's a bit of a concern. It's good to see people still going out and getting tested, Barry, but we need to stop this spread.
So now, as we said in the opening sequence of episode 257 today. The ACT was plunged into a lockdown. It went in splash straight into a snap 7-day lockdown after its first case of COVID in a year.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not good. But on the positive side, as long as everyone keeps safe, guys, like we are here, okay, let's not be complacent and and know that you know what the rules are, because you should know the rules by now. Out there, you rule breakers, out there, here's Matt.
Yeah, that's exactly right. People know the rules. As the Premier also said, that the people are making excuses saying they don't know. But people know you're not supposed to be travelling around. You're not supposed to be leaving your local area. I think it's 10 kilometres, unless you're an essential worker. So to me, there's nothing that's confusing about the law. It's just people taking the piss.
And it's just really wrong, because, like, here we are on the northern beaches now, doing the right thing like we've been doing since June 26th. I did go back to 10 times earlier on, but unfortunately, again, slam, well, not slam, but well, my boss had to make a really hard decision. I had to cop it on the chin, but did I go, oh, I don't want to go back into lockdown. So here's an example about, okay, say, if I want to, and I will just take, welcome back everyone to the second part. I have just received a phone call from Government House here in Sydney by the name of Ray. Here's Matt to tell you about it.
Yeah, so Barry decided to ring up. He wanted to get a message through to Gladys. We've rung up, and the government, with Governor's office, has called us back within 15 minutes. So that was really surprised myself and Barry. So Barry was lucky enough to speak to Rachel, as you pointed out. And we've got a contact now, so Barry will be able to, with any luck, be able to speak to the Gladys one-on-one. That would be the best outcome that we could possibly ask for.
Because, like, I feel sorry for the Premier, who has to bend backwards day by day, giving all these important messages. And I just broke out into a little bit of a song there. And do you remember the Godspell soundtrack from 1973? Well, most of you may remember it, and some of you don't. Do you remember it, Matt?
No, I don't know that one, Barry. We'll have to give that a play after, I think. Find that on YouTube, yeah, we'll give that a go.
Yeah, so this morning we've been talking about how important it is to abide by the rules, and just going over the case numbers again. 390, okay, 60 were out in the community, okay, and please Don't make up excuses and not knowing what the rules are. He's meant to reiterate on what I've just said there.
Yeah, that's an important, that's the important message that the Premier is trying to get across to people is that you please don't leave your local area unless you're an essential worker. Don't use that excuse that you're an essential worker. That's the reason why you're out of there. The police, as we've said, has fined 424 people that they've caught. So there's obviously a lot more people still not listening and doing what they're supposed to do. And we even heard as well, Dubbo, didn't we, Barry? That Dubbo had 25 cases up there. So they're finding it tough. Way out in Dubbo, that's 6.5 hours, 7 hours away from Sydney. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
So we'd like to remind, and we'll take a break. Welcome back. So as we were saying, please don't make idiotic excuses and think that you don't know the rules because you should know better. Not to flout the rules because you'll get caught, and you should know better. Not to make excuses to stay home. It's not too hard to do. Just abide by the rules, please. It's not, we know it's hard, but you've got to get through this. If I can do this, you can do it too. So come on, don't flout the rules. He's meant to iterate that.
Gee, Barry, that was such a good impromptu little sing along there. That was pretty hard to follow you after that one. So what we're saying is, please, guys, just do what you're told. Stay in your area. Don't go out of the area. Don't be some of these dumbos that are getting out of their area, causing trouble. It's good that the police are out there and they're getting fined, Barry. That's one good thing.
And that was Jim Diamond. I should have known better if you've heard that song.
I'll have to Google that one. We'll see what we can find.
So, guys, to end the show for today and this week, we'd like to say thank you very much for joining us here on our show. And Matt, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, mate, as always. And thank you for coming on the show. And to close the show, the number that we rely on 24 hours a day, that is 000. Please do not ring 000 unless you have an emergency. 000 is only there for saving lives, like mine or Matt's. Here he is to iterate on that before we call it a day.
That's right, Barry. The 000 number is only to be used for emergencies. Please don't use the 000 number to call for some questions or you're lost, you need a taxi home because someone's picking you up, or pizza deliveries. Please leave that line open for vulnerable people who are sick, who might need that phone. And as Barry said, he might need that 000 line and you're wasting those employees' time.
Because I might need that number someday because it could affect my mental health. Here's Matt to iterate on that.
Yes, so the 000 number, as you know, we've got vulnerable people we might need that phone line to be free, to be able to act and people to listen to an emergency call from people like Barry or people like you and I. We might need that 000 number. So if you know anyone that's calling that number for crank calls and taking up their time, please try and tell them that they could be affecting someone's life.
And we'd like to say we've had a bumper couple of days bringing the shows to you. 255 on Tuesday, 250, 256 yesterday, 255 on Wednesday. We had a bumper week bringing the show to you. 257 today. So I am nudging the 260 mark. So guys, we'd like to say thank you for tuning in this week, and hopefully, Matt, I will see you again here on Tuesday in the studio, and I look forward to your company then. And we'd like to say have a great weekend. Don't flout the rules. Get tested, guys, because the more you get tested, okay, well, the more people go out and get tested, guys, the better, because it will stop the spread. And don't make excuses, guys, because the Premier is getting quite sick of it, of hearing that. Okay, here's Matt now to close the show with all what I have said.
Yeah, that's important points there from Barry. It comes to you with live facts. He's there to help. You can also help yourself by listening to the Premier and listening to Barry. Stay home. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated before it's too late. You don't want to be a statistic. And yeah, thanks Barry for a great week. It's always good coming on, chatting to you, getting questions from the viewers. You're doing a great job. I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to coming back after the weekend, mate.
And remember, if you call flouting the rules, and you will get a knock on the door from the police, and you will get an infringement notice, and the take us out 420
424, that's right, before 24 infringements.
424 infringement notices were handed out yesterday to the rule breakers. Don't be an idiot, guys, okay? Because it really is important that you listen out there. And don't travel 750 k's from your local government area, because like I've said, your car will be turned around and you will be arrested. And on that note, guys, time for us to go now. Thanks for your company over the past couple of days with us. And we will see you next week for another bumper week of shows here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks for your company this Friday. And I look forward to your company on Monday for the next episode on the Daily Raps. This has been Barry Beale and Matt Brown with you on the show today. And here he is to say farewell.
All the best, guys. If you've been listening, please put in all those actions. Now you can go out there, you can help your friends, help your family, do the right thing. And thanks for listening because it means a lot to us.
And I will see you here in the studio on Monday with my other upsider, Amanda. So from me now, thanks for watching episode 257 today, episode 258 coming up on Monday, and then episode 259 coming up on Tuesday. So from the bike man and Matt Brown and myself, Barry Bear, take care everyone. You have a terrific weekend. Thanks for watching. Have a nice rest. See you later. Bye bye. Good afternoon, everybody. Barry and Matt here just recapping on today's show. And this is just a wrap up. We've had a very productive day today. I've had a phone call from the government's office and things like that. And here now to tell you viewers about it. Good afternoon to Matt Brown.
Good afternoon, Barry. Thanks. Welcome back. Thanks for having me back to the afternoon session. What have we got planned on today for our viewers this afternoon?
Well, I called the NRMA because it had the flat battery.
Okay. Yep.
And I had a good lunch again with pineapple to finish up with. And I'm being out helping the NRMA guy.
That's right. Yep. They were quick, weren't they, today?
Yeah, they sure were.
What'd you do? You rang them up?
Yeah.
Another call. We're busy today.
Well, that was another phone call today. So, recapping today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a productive day on episode 257 today. We had a lot of fun putting this show together. Here's Matt to tell you about it.
It was a busy day today. We started off this morning with the recap of was it Wednesday's numbers, and we had our meeting this morning to go and check the 11 o'clock news for numbers, Barry. And what numbers were they to recap with our
390.
390 cases. So we're up. There was 60 in the community, I believe, and 424 infringement notices handed out by the police. So there's still a lot of ning-nongs, as you call them, Barry, out there in the community. Still not doing what they're told.
So please, guys, we said this at the closing on episode 257, and we'd also like to mention about eating good, healthy, wholesome food. Please don't buy junk food because, as we said on the show before, you are what you eat. Here's Matt now.
That's correct. So today we made sure that we had nice healthy food, some nice fresh bread rolls, some tuna, pork roll with salad. It's important to keep up those vitamins and minerals in your body. Have a good lunch. Powered us on through for the afternoon. Had a busy day. Barry wanted to speak to Gladys, so we rang the governor's office, which was great. They got back to us within 15 minutes, which was a bonus, wasn't it, Barry?
It was indeed, mate.
And we believe that they're going to get in contact with Barry next week. So that'll be exciting. If we've got some exciting news to start next week's program, would be a nice surprise.
So this is episode 257 now, and we've got a bumper week of shows coming your way next week. And remember, do not go to the hospital unless really urgent. Here's Matt.
Correct. As Barry always talks about in his show, and it's a very important point. That's why you always will be talking about the 000 number. That's an emergency number only. So please only call that for real emergencies.
And stay away from the hospital unless you really have to go there. Especially Royal North Shore at this present time. Here's Matt now.
Yes, so guys, stay, as we always talk about, stay in your local area. Don't leave the house unless you really have to for essentials of food or exercise. Try and stay even in your house for exercise if you can. I'm sure everyone can do some push-ups and sit-ups, say Barry, can do even skipping around the house. That's a good bit of cardio.
On dancing.
Dancing, there you go. Dancing.
There you go.
That is a good one. We haven't talked about that on the show. Maybe we can talk about that next week. Let's see if we can get one of the girls to come in and give us some dancing lessons.
And just to take us out, don't flout the rules. And because of COVID, we're all in this together. And let's stay home. And let's stay safe. There's no need to flout the rules. Listen to the premier and obey all the rules. It's not so hard to obey. It's a simple thing to do. So get that jab and just stay home and stay safe. And that's where we'd like to end episode 257 today. And here's Matt with his closing message and farewell right now.
Thanks, Barry, first of all, for having me again on the show today. We've had a jam-packed full day as we've highlighted, but just a closing statement. Guys, yeah, as Barry said, keep safe, stay home, get the jab if you haven't. That's something you can do over the weekend. Book yourself in for the jab, because the quicker we get this, the quicker we can get out and do more fun things, Barry? Thank you.
And don't be stupid and leave your local government area, because if you do, you'll be issued with an infringement. So don't take the risk. So let's all be in this together. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time for episode 259 on Tuesday, episode 258 coming up on Monday. So take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Here's Matt.
As Barry said, have a great weekend. Enjoy, everyone. Look after one another.
Because we're all in this together. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a nice rest, and see you later. Good afternoon, everyone.